A full-blown scandal stemming from rumors of wrongdoing has led many to doubt the veracity of one of the most prominent Christian media speakers. Many grave accusations have been leveled against Joni Lamb, including that she repressed her detractors, concealed her wealth, and subjected others to spiritual abuse. It is widely believed that she should either resign or be removed from her position of power. The use of non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, by Daystar is a deeply concerning aspect of the incident. The purpose of these legal documents is to safeguard proprietary company information. However, Daystar has utilized them to censor critics and former employees. Joni Lamb argues that non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, are necessary for the protection of sensitive company information. Nevertheless, naysayers contend that these pacts exceed the bounds of conventional commercial acumen. One example is the inclusion of vague non-disparagement language that forbids discussing potential wrongdoing. Worryingly, non-disclosure agreements are utilized within a religious organization. Despite the fact that organizations and churches are built on transparency and trust, NDAs cause individuals to become more secretive, which contradicts these principles. Leaders can't be held responsible if former employees or volunteers can't speak about their experiences. Joni Lamb's advice is losing credibility as people begin to suspect that Daystar is concealing something. In addition to non-disclosure agreements, Daystar has allegedly threatened and intimidated critics in order to silence them. Reports surfaced of wrongdoing on the network, and those who dared to speak out, including writers and YouTubers, allegedly received threatening legal letters. The recipients of these letters were informed that they risked legal action for defamation in the event that they did not retract their statements. Such behavior is contrary to the Christian principles professed by Daystar and is also extremely impolite. Instead of threatening legal action or scaring people, the Bible instructs Christians to resolve conflicts with humility and kindness. Daystar has used these tactics to instill fear, which in turn discourages others from coming forward with their experiences. People start to wonder what the network is trying to hide because of this method, which damages their reputation. What gives Joni Lamb and Daystar the willies that they are so eager to silence critics? There are further red flags because of Joni Lamb's response to the claims. Her remarks display symptoms of DARVO, a psychological tactic frequently employed by abusers to evade accountability, as many have pointed out. The acronym DARVO stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim and Offender. Here, Joni has denied the charges, cast doubt on the accounts of her assailants, and created the impression that she is the object of a defamation campaign. In interviews and public remarks, Joni has repeatedly stated that the claims are unfounded and fictional, without ever mentioning which claims exactly. She has also trash-talked the activists and reporters who expose these issues, claiming that they were behind hidden agendas and writing for low-level blogs. Both her lack of trustworthiness and the difficulty in revealing the truth are caused by this pattern of behavior. Joni must confront the accusations head-on and provide evidence that they are unfounded if she is serious about clearing her name. The fact that Joni Lamb has refrained from responding to the primary allegations leveled against her is a crucial aspect of this incident. She has been interviewed and made comments, but her responses have been difficult to pin down due to their vagueness. She has failed to present any evidence to refute the allegations of financial mismanagement, spiritual abuse, or Daystar's inadequate handling of abuse claims. The lack of transparency is deeply concerning. Joni ought to present substantial evidence to support her assertion if she genuinely thinks she is innocent. She has heightened suspicions by remaining tight-lipped, leading many to question her motives. Until she provides a compelling defense, the accusations will cast a shadow over her leadership. Joni Lamb's son Jonathan's dismissal from the company has also been a topic of discussion. After Jonathan and his wife Susie voiced concerns about potential child abuse at Daystar, they were promptly fired from their positions as vice presidents. Many believe the timing of Jonathan's firing was motivated by revenge, even though Daystar claims the reason was poor performance. It would be extremely wrong and an obvious effort to silence those who disagree if the accusations of retaliation were accurate. On top of that, it leaves me curious about the culture of Daystar. Are employees threatened with termination if they disclose misconduct? Assuming that to be true, it discourages people from speaking up, which in turn perpetuates a mindset of apprehension and closedness. The way Daystar Television dealt with accusations of child abuse is one of the most upsetting aspects of the Joni Lamb affair. There is little evidence to suggest that the purported internal review was comprehensive, objective, or even credible, despite claims to the contrary. Important witnesses were never questioned and crucial facts were overlooked, according to employees and whistleblowers who have come forward. Claims concerning the safety and well-being of children make this callous disregard for responsibility all the more frightening. The allegations were initially brought to light when Jonathan Lamb, who is the son of Joni and a former vice president of Daystar, along with his wife Susie, voiced concerns about potential misconduct. They complained that the claims against an adult family member were unjustly handled. Rather than taking swift and clear action, Daystar allegedly conducted an internal review, which many perceive as a facade. According to those who have come forward as whistleblowers, the investigation was never fully concluded, and key witnesses who may have provided crucial evidence were never interrogated. This makes me doubt Daystar's leadership's commitment to uncovering the truth and the integrity of the process. A prompt, comprehensive response is required whenever such assertions are advanced, particularly within a religious organization. We must always prioritize the safety of children and take seriously any indication of misbehavior. But the lack of a trustworthy review suggests that Daystar was more concerned with preserving its reputation than ensuring that accountability and justice were upheld. More than simply an issue with leadership, this betrays the faith of the group's supporters, audience members, and the Christian community at large. Since a thorough investigation has not been conducted, numerous inquiries continue. Were the allegations thoroughly investigated? Were all the key individuals questioned? Did anybody take notes on the outcomes? In that case, why aren't they available to the public? These matters are not insignificant. They are crucial for understanding whether Daystar genuinely cared about the accusations or if they were merely trying to appear responsible. Until the accusations are resolved, the group will be shrouded in mystery. This undermines its credibility and undermines its purpose. Having a separate probe is crucial for this reason. An impartial third party with no ties to Daystar must conduct the review in order to guarantee the discovery of the truth. It would thoroughly examine the accusations without favoritism and question all relevant witnesses. After that, it would be forthright in reporting its findings. We must restore faith in Daystar as an organization and ensure that those responsible are held accountable. Instead of opposing this study, Joni Lamb should be open to it if she truly wants to be transparent and accountable. People become even more suspicious when you oppose a separate probe. It would be more prudent to have someone else review it if there is nothing to conceal. Why not demonstrate that you will stop at nothing to uncover the truth? Joni Lamb and the Daystar leaders are sending a troubling message by avoiding this action. They seem more concerned with protecting their reputation than with ensuring that wrongdoers are brought to justice and held to account. True leaders don't behave this way because they don't believe in the principles they advocate. Now more than ever, the stakes are high. It would be morally reprehensible to ignore the allegations which concern children's safety and welfare. It is important for Christians and society at large to protect the vulnerable and ensure that those in positions of power are held accountable. Daystar risks alienating the millions of people who rely on it for spiritual guidance if it fails to meet this expectation. The lack of a credible review also has far-reaching consequences for the way faith-based organizations handle accusations of misconduct. This sets a poor example because it implies that religious or charitable organizations can get away with anything. Daystar isn't the only one struggling with this. Every Christian nation is troubled by it. If religious organizations wish to maintain their credibility and carry out their duties, they must be prepared to face accountability measures similar to those used by other institutions. Daystar will be plagued by the accusations unless an independent investigation is launched. The people who believe in it will lose faith in it, and they will tarnish its reputation and undermine its intended purpose. Only by being forthright and accountable can this cloud be lifted. It is imperative that Daystar's top brass, notably Joni Lamb, take immediate action to commission a neutral and comprehensive investigation. A worsening of the situation and further damage to the organization's reputation would result from any less. We must take action now. Christians must believe Daystar, protect children, and speak the truth. Let a separate review take place and let the truth emerge if Joni Lamb truly desires transparency and accountability. That is Daystar's sole option for re-establishing credibility and advancing towards its objective. There is an excessive level of gravity to the claims and the stakes. Being a church exempts Daystar from the financial transparency requirements that other nonprofits must meet. Although other types of nonprofits are required to submit extensive financial reports to the IRS, churches are exempt. Concerns have been raised that Daystar may be dishonest and squander donated funds. People donate to Daystar with the expectation that it will be utilized for message dissemination, not for private enjoyment or to conceal misconduct. Looking through Daystar's books and showing how gift money is being spent is the only way to get people to trust Joni Lamb again. If she doesn't uphold her leadership promises, her followers will lose faith in her even more. Only in limited contexts, such as on Daystar's own network, has Joni Lamb discussed the allegations. By doing things this way, she is able to sidestep difficult questions and present just her version of events. By avoiding interviews with outside media and public meetings, she has further damaged public faith in her leadership. To take on genuine responsibility, one must be honest and willing to answer difficult questions. Someone else should look into Joni if she doesn't have anything to hide. Because she refuses to do what is asked of her, people believe she is attempting to control the story rather than uncover the truth. There has been disturbing behavior in private conversations with Joni Lamb, consistent with patterns of spiritual abuse. Joni made it clear to her son Jonathan in one recorded meeting that he was to obey her to the letter. She went so far as to claim that in Daystar, she was speaking as God. This kind of authoritarian conduct concerns me greatly because it contradicts the teachings of the Bible regarding servant leadership. Leaders commit spiritual abuse when they exert undue influence over their followers, frequently claiming divine right to do so. Daystar claims to stand for certain principles, and if these claims are true, it's a major betrayal of those principles. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of this incident is the use of threats against individuals who report wrongdoing. According to Jonathan and Susie Lamb, armed security guards have harassed, followed, and even spoken to them. Because of these incidents, people are scared to speak out against Daystar for fear of retaliation. Acts like these are illegal as well as morally reprehensible. Assuming these allegations are correct, Joni Lamb's leadership has been severely abused of power in an obvious effort to silence those who dared to question her.